What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Practal, Practal Elevate Performance, coming at you live. Today is Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Yeah, let's just jump into it though. So today, while you guys are tuning in, let me know how your day is going. Drop some emojis. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching. If you're watching at a later time, hashtag replay. But today, we're just gonna be talking about 5 quick tips that I've been thinking about that will help you have a more successful and likely a more sustainable and just like happier fitness journey going forward. And by fitness journey, that could be like building muscle, losing weight, having more energy, things like that. No particular like goal in mind, but these are things that help me be more successful with those things in mind. So yeah, the first thing though is like having a morning routine. Having a morning routine, having like some sort of like like ritual in the morning that you do on a daily basis, or like you try to do it on a daily basis, where it includes some form of like mindfulness, whether that could be like meditation or writing gratitudes, or like writing like journaling or whatever it may be, like something to like have you start the day off fresh and present without having some sort of like reactive shit going on in your day to day. Because like when you wake up, like if you look at your phone or you start like scrolling social media or whatever it may be, instantly you're being bombarded by shit that's like impacting your day either in a negative way or a positive way. But regardless, you shouldn't have something like that, having control over you right when you get up, right when you wake up. So having a morning routine is so important. That is, and I see you, Laura. That's awesome. That's so freaking badass. You're down 11 pounds. That's really cool. Congrats, 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 congrats. But yeah. So the other thing too, like that I'll say about that is like do it every day. Like do it every freaking day, even if it's on the weekend. Like do it every day. Like make sure that you have a consistent morning routine. It will give you like a sense of clarity too, like planning out your day. Like I always include like, writing out like what I'm going to do that day. I'll try to lay it out like in like chronological order and like time it out and schedule it out. So that way, because I'm somebody, if I have the amount of time and I don't like put it on like like a piece of paper in terms of like you have by then to do it. If you don't give yourself a deadline, I'm one of those people. Like if I don't have a deadline to do it, I'm probably going to take the amount of time to get it done. And so I give myself small, concise deadlines to get shit done. But that morning routine gives you clarity. So that's the first thing I'll say. I see you, Leah. I see you just did your cardio. That's badass. Way to get it done. Let's go. Um, number two. Number two. This is for if you are working out, if you have an exercise routine or a strength training plan or whatever it may be, like that form of exercise, set a time of day that you do it and try to do it every single day at that time. Like basically, my fiance Jessica, who's also a coach in Practical Performance, she did a live in the private group, and it was pretty awesome. It's like a concept that I applied to myself, but the way that she phrased it was really cool. It was working on like don't like find the time, make the time. And I really like that. That like really like stuck with me. And like just that way that she phrased it was really cool. Like because it's true. Like if you're constantly trying to find the time, it's never gonna be there. Like there's always gonna be shit coming at you. It's always gonna be distracting you from things. Like it makes it like it's true. Like make that time. And so my tip for you guys is if you're working out like every day of the week or like 5 or 6 days of the week, freaking go like work out at the same time every day. Try to do that. Make a schedule of it, because that's gonna make it like it's gonna help with the routine. It's gonna help with the habit. It's gonna help with making sure that you like make that time, rather than try to find the time at the end of the day kind of deal. So it like if you're like I'm just gonna say like a random name like Kim works out at 8 a.m. every day. That is Kim's time to work out. Like nothing's going to stop it. That's when it's happening. It needs to happen at that time, and you make it happen at that time. So set that time, and like it can vary sometimes, like 15 minutes or half hour, some shit like that. But what I'm saying is like consistently try to set a time that you work out every single day, because that's going to help form that habit and that routine for yourself. So do that. Don't work out at random times throughout the day all willy nilly. Obviously, shit happens sometimes, and you have to make adjustments. But Set a time each day that is your workout time. That is your time to yourself to get that shit done. And it will help a lot. So that's the first there. That's number two. That's tip number two. Tip number three that I will say, freaking goal set. Freaking goal set. You guys hear me sometimes say it, like on Sundays we set goals because that's when I set goals every week. That's when I set my goals for the week. And then I also set little like smaller goals or refreshers on the day to day throughout the week of what those goals are. But set goals because like how the hell can you hit a target if you didn't put a target there in the first place, right? How can you hit the target or hit the goal if you didn't hit a freaking like target to begin? If you didn't make the target in the first place? So goal set goals for yourself. They don't have to be like if you have a big goal in mind that you want to strive towards, like that's awesome. Like that's your big overarching goal. Break that goal up into smaller pieces into a weekly or a monthly basis, and then every week reflect on that goal and like adjust it if you need to, or make it like then maybe make it a little smaller for that week or make it a little bigger depending on how you're progressing. But goal set, it helps a lot. It helps keep your goal. It helps keep your why in mind too. It helps keep your why in mind. Helps keep your goals fresh in your head, so that way you're constantly being reminded of what you're striving towards. So goal set. It's super important. It's super easy to do, and it's something that not enough people do in their day to day, especially with their fitness journey. But also, like if you think about it, if you have a household that you're running and you've got kids and things like that, and you've implemented goal setting in some sense for like chore days, or this is what we're having on these days of the week. That's goal setting. Do that. Take that concept and apply it to your fitness and your nutrition, and it'll go a long way to helping. So that's my third tip. Fourth, this is one that I was thinking about the other day because I went and I was like, oh, this is something that people like don't think about very often until it happens to them. Don't go shopping for groceries when you're fucking hungry. Don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. You know why? You're going to buy a bunch of shit that you probably shouldn't buy because we're animals, and when we're hungry, sometimes like hunger and appetite take the fuck over, and you buy a bunch of shit that you shouldn't probably have in your house that's going to tempt you later, and like throw you off your game, throw you off track. Don't do that to yourself. If you're gonna go grocery shopping, do it after you ate. Do it after you had a meal and you're feeling full or you're feeling satisfied, because there is a night and day difference between going grocery shopping after you've ate dinner, after you've ate lunch, and grocery shopping when you haven't ate yet that day, and you're like thinking about the food that you're gonna buy like before you even get to the grocery store, and you're pushing your cart down the aisle, and you're like drooling, and you're like, oh my god, like that looks good, everything looks so good right now. Don't do it to yourself. Don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry if you can help it, because it will help you make smarter choices whenever you're at the store and shopping. So that's another tip right there for you guys. I don't think I've ever really mentioned that one before, but that's a huge one for me personally, because when I'm hungry, I sometimes will buy shit that I shouldn't probably buy. So, and then I get home, and then either I eat it and then I screw up my nutrition, or I don't eat it and then it's just sitting there waiting for me, tempting me, like whispering into my ear, like, "Hey, like I'm in the pantry, like, what are you doing right now?" And I'm like, "Don't tempt me, don't tempt me." Snack that I bought that I probably shouldn't have bought. And so yeah, and snacks are okay, right? Like I following like an 80-20 rule. Cool, like great. That probably should have been another tip in this, but that's not one I'm going to focus on. But the 80-20 rule, like focus on eating like, whole, like, like you know, like not super like processed or whatever foods for 80% of your diet, and then 20% it's fine if you want to have some ice cream. It's cool if you want to have chips. It's cool if you want to have, candy or whatever it may be. For that other 20%, as long as you're hitting your calories and your macros, cool, no big deal. But yeah, but if you're somebody who like binges on snacks, if you're somebody who can't like, who has a negative relationship in that sense with those things, maybe don't have those in the house, or maybe don't buy a shit ton of them whenever you go grocery shopping, if you know that it's going to trigger you to do that. Like some people can. Everybody's different. Everybody has different, like a different past, different relationship with food, different environment, things like that they were raised in, things like that. So just because one person is okay with it, and having those foods in their house, and it doesn't trigger a response, or it doesn't make them throw them off their diet, doesn't mean somebody else isn't going to do that for. So, and I've seen that with several clients of mine in the past. Like past and present clients. And it's like, you got to figure out what works best for you at the end of the day. And so, just because somebody says that something worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you, and vice versa. So yeah. But yeah. So don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. When you're hungry, it might be bad. It might be bad. So, number 5, always be thinking that something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. And I talk about this a lot. Like maybe you couldn't get your whole workout in that day. Maybe you couldn't do the whole hour that it was going to be, and you only got 30 minutes in. But that 30 minutes is better than 0 minutes, right? Maybe you didn't hit your protein goal that day, and you're like off by like 30 or 40 grams of protein, but you were under your calories that day, or you were at your calorie goal that day, so you didn't go over that. Something is better than nothing, right? Like, focus on like the gray in between sometimes, because that's going to help you stay consistent. That's going to help you stay on the path. It's going to help you not beat yourself up a shit ton whenever you don't do things perfectly. Because newsflash, perfection doesn't exist. Perfection, it does not exist. It doesn't. And it's one of those things, like, the sooner you realize that, not to let that be an excuse to like throw your goals out the window and to say, oh, like, nobody's perfect, like, and just go like screw up on shit, but to give yourself that grace and be nice to yourself if things don't pan out perfectly. At least you did something, right? Like, some days, like whenever I'm not feeling like whenever I'm having a bad mental health day or some shit's going on, like, honestly, I'm not probably going to have the best workout in the world that day, right? But I still go to the gym and I still get a workout in, because something is better than nothing, right? Maintaining that habit and maintaining that discipline, something is better than nothing. Same goes for your nutrition, right? Like, maybe you weren't perfect with your calories. Maybe you went a little bit over, but you tracked it still. That is something, and that is better than not tracking at all and throwing things to the wayside and saying fuck it, right? So keep those things in mind, guys. These are just like 5 quick tips that I want to tell you guys about on this beautiful freaking Tuesday. But yeah, other than that, let me know your number 1 takeaway from this live. Let me know what tip that you're going to apply to your day-to-day going forward for the rest of this week. Which one of these have you been doing already? Which one of these is new to you that you hadn't really thought about before in the past that you might start trying to implement going forward? Let me know in the comments. Give this video a like. It always helps other people see this. And feel free to share it if you don't mind. I don't care. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, hope you guys learned something from this. Yeah, going live again 5 days a week. See you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to it. I've got my topics picked out for this week. I'm excited. I'm feeling more invigorated. And yeah, I'm ready to get back on the live train. So yeah, other than that, guys, have a good ass rest of your day, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.